First look at body cam video from the Miami Beach police the day they arrested MMA fighter Conor McGregor. Here's CBS 4's Ty Russell.
He doesn't have anything on him, right?
No. He doesn't have anything on him, right? In a civil trial held in Ireland, a jury has now determined that MMA icon Conor McGregor raped a woman in a Dublin hotel room. From being the UFC's ultimate trash talker to becoming one of the biggest public embarrassments in the world, Conor McGregor has officially spiraled into chaos. This is the same guy who built a reputation for knocking people out with not just his fists, but his words too. Now, he's the one getting humiliated by nearly everyone he once mocked. Floyd Mayweather gave him a boxing lesson. Khabib embarrassed him in the octagon. And now, real life is dishing out the final blow. Despite having 4 kids and a loyal fiancée at home, this man is out here sending explicit pictures of himself to random women, completely unsolicited. One woman even posted a follow-up tweet right after, sharing the actual photos, and they weren't blurred. I saw Conor, everything, and trust me, it's something I wish I could forget. And believe it or not, that's not even the worst part. His legal issues are piling up so fast, it feels like a matter of time before he ends up in prison. You remember when he punched an elderly man at a Dublin bar just because the guy didn't want his whiskey? Or the time he smashed a fan's phone in Miami like it was nothing? And the list goes on. Accusations of assault, misconduct, you name it. What you're about to see? You won't believe it's the same Conor McGregor you once cheered for. The Notorious who once made Ireland proud, now he's just infamous for all the wrong reasons. And let's not act like this downfall was subtle. First, he throws a dolly through a bus window at UFC 223 because his ego took a hit. Several fighters got hurt. 2 fights were canceled. And what did Conor get in return? A mugshot. And a PR team scrambling to sell the idea that he's just passionate. Passionate? Later, Dana White tried to justify the chaos. But honestly, it still doesn't make any sense. It started with Artem, Conor's best friend. He's from Russia. Khabib, also Russian, had some issue with him. And apparently, Khabib and his crew surrounded Artem and slapped him. Artem calls up Conor. Khabib slapped me. So Conor hops on his Gulfstream G650 private jet with a group of Irish guys and flies straight to New York just to confront him and attack the bus. Seriously. This is what I meant from the start. Conor McGregor might be the most over-the-top trash talker alive. Just think, over $150,000 on a one-way private jet trip, all over a slap. All that money, all that chaos, just to throw a dolly at a bus. And what was the result? He tapped out to Khabib like a child. Honestly, Conor might have broken the world record for trash talking. Not even the Paul brothers can reach this level of circus. Logan Paul, do you really think you could pull off something this ridiculous? I'm not that dumb. Like, I don't know if I could actually do it. I mean, I could. Probably, but I'm not trying. Didn't think so. McGregor didn't just trash talk, he torched his entire legacy with it. Jump ahead to 2019, and what does he do next? He sucker punches a 70-year-old man just because he wouldn't drink his proper 12 whiskey. Right after Conor hands the guy a glass, the man pushes it away, clearly not interested. Conor takes offense, leans in, and clocks him. You're worth over $200 million. And still begging senior citizens to endorse your liquor brand? What are you, an insecure child or a full-grown bully? And when a journalist asked him directly about the incident, his answer was so clumsy, it was honestly hilarious. The great trash-talking champ of the UFC was suddenly stuttering like a confused teenager. Did you punch that man? Look, in respect to the whole situation, we will let it play out with what happened. One eternity later. We will let it play out with what happens with it. Right? He admits later he was in the wrong, says it was unacceptable. But bro, how do you go from calling yourself the king of combat sports to sounding like a toddler caught stealing cookies? This man is pushing 40, and suddenly he's out here forgetting how to speak? All that quick wit from his UFC days just disappeared. At this point, Conor McGregor isn't far off from Johnny Somali or Vitali. Same clown behavior, just wearing different outfits. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I genuinely want to hear your take. But it doesn't end with bar fights and bus attacks. Conor has also been accused of multiple sexual assaults. And that's with a fiancée by his side. Not just any fiancée, the same woman who stood by him when he had zero fame, zero money, and spent all day gaming. This man has 4 children and a whole family, and yet he still chooses to chase other women behind his partner's back. It's not 1, not 2, not even 3 cases. Multiple women have accused him. The disrespect is staggering. In this clip, it's clear he's got a full family, a committed fiancée, 4 kids, and still chose to send intimate photos to a rising singer. What did she do? She went public, blasted him on Twitter, no filters, no shame. She tagged him, used some very colorful language I won't repeat, but the point was clear. He sent her NSFW pictures without being asked. Then she immediately posted the actual images. And yes, they were uncensored. I saw them. And I wish I hadn't. Now you're probably thinking, doesn't Conor have a fiancée he's been with for years? Didn't Dee Devlin support him when he had nothing and spent his days doing nothing? Doesn't he have 4 kids who one day will see all of this play out online? The answer? Yes. To all of the above. And no, I don't recommend looking up those photos. They're disturbing, not entertaining. But let me just tell you one thing about them. In one of the shots, he's literally hanging a weight off his, you know what, by a string. That's not something I can show you. And I wouldn't even want to. What goes through someone's head to think that's a good idea? This man trained his junk harder than he trained for the Michael Chandler fight. Conor, you've got a whole family, man, and you're sending out photos of Conor Jr. like party flyers? This entire story is insane. As I said, this guy's done. The mask is off. Everyone sees him for who he really is. A washed-up egomaniac who only knows how to run his mouth. In Dublin, a jury sided with Nikita Hand, who said McGregor sexually assaulted her in a hotel. If something happens to you, no matter who it is, you can still stand up for yourself. Conor McGregor isn't the fearless warrior he once pretended to be. He's become a walking ego trip, desperate for attention, stuck in the past, and still acting like the world revolves around him. He's no longer feared, no longer admired. He's just known for all the wrong reasons. For controversy, for trash talk that never matches performance, for a reputation that's collapsing faster than his career. Let's be honest, the way he's going, seeing him behind bars wouldn't be a shock. Public meltdowns, assaults, sex allegations. This guy's skating on thin ice, and it's already cracking. And here's the kicker. After all this, cheating on his fiancée, sending nudes, fighting strangers, and humiliating himself on the internet, he now wants to become Ireland's prime minister. Seriously, you can't even manage your own life, and you want to run a country? The same guy who treats his family like garbage, dodges consequences like a pro, and acts like an oversized man-baby, wants to represent a nation? It's not just delusional, it's straight up ridiculous. Conor McGregor has become a caricature of himself, and the world's not clapping anymore, it's cracking up. Let me know in the comments if you agree, because this story, it's gone from tragic to a full-blown comedy.